Arwe Legate, your home welcomes you and your victorious legion. Death comes to us all eventually. All we can do is delay it. Sometimes not even that is possible. Leave ambition to my brothers. This is a comfortable post close to home and well paid too. I'm sure you have a lot of things to discuss before you disband. Let me know when you're ready to proceed.
Is it time? I've told you before. It is this idleness that bothers me. Can't we just quickly go in? I have things to do. Only if it leads to something. I don't like standing here and wasting time. I'll take it easy. This campaign made me realize there is a lot to learn. And while Syneros is a great magister, it is impossible for him to teach me everything. But he said if he teaches me how to fish, my problems will be solved. He is wise and formidable. It is not easy to fight for so long and still be alive. I shall listen to every single word of his. It was glorious. We have conquered many lands and slain numerous foes. It was strange of you to leave the Queen on her throne, though. Spoils of war should not be left for the enemy to recover. I see. You still plan on conquering her. Forgive me for doubting you.
Recent events are making me think about the way we're approaching our long-term problems. No matter what we do, our opponent seems to retain the upper hand. This is the second time he's accomplished the same trick. I think we now know the way he plays the game. We're clearly not playing by the same rules. It's for this reason that the game is not fair. We stop playing fair. Consider the Rubicon. No legatus is allowed to keep their command inside the Pomerium. The Legion shall always disband here, beyond these predefined borders. So it is written, so it shall be done. It doesn't matter why the rule exists. All that matters is that everyone obeys it. And because everyone obeys it, it exists. That makes us predictable. This is how Luco always wins. He knows what our possible moves are, so he prepares himself accordingly. He plans for both outcomes, and controls the result either way. Now, consider the results of a commander crossing the Rubicon with his legion. ignoring the ancient law and the tradition. Certainly not. I was simply using as an example the absurdity of the notion, and the fact that Rome would be helpless against such a legion were it to just march through. Lurco exploits our adherence to established norms and patterns. As long as we're playing the same game, he wins. It is an idea worth considering, but we should be careful about it, lest we become predictable in our rule-breaking. My frail bones are in dire need of warm water and a well-executed massage, but I also have an interesting meeting to attend. Indeed, a lady who allegedly knows the solution to the one formula of Pythagoras. The one formula. The solution to all that was, all there is, and all there ever will be. Pythagoras famously believed that what we perceive is a mere reflection of a world of numbers, a world of conditions and formulaic instructions, a construct or a mere representation of a true reality that could easily be derived from one formula. He who knows the formula knows all. Not at all. I'm saying once I know the formula, we will not need to think about Vitellius Lurco at all. The political situation we ended up with is truly interesting. It looks like Queen Cleopatra cares only for herself, but in politics especially, looks can be deceiving. We helped her greatly, and she will probably not forget that. I'd cultivate the relationship. I'm sure there's a lot you can do face to face.
Last time we stood here with a legion, we had Lucullus with us. I know he was your patronus, but the man was like a father to me. We will. I will. I hate to be back in this shithole of shit. To you, probably. You're back home as a victorious commander, and I'm back home as... not myself. I don't know yet. There's a lot I need to take care of. Aww, that warms my cold black heart. You are making the same mistake your enemies are making. You are underestimating Cleopatra. You think you can control her. Obviously, you are not the first person to think so.
Let's get this over with. Where to even start? I served with Lucullus for the majority of my life. In a way, he turned me into the man I am today. In return, I caused his death. He would have been alive today if we hadn't delayed our departure for the sake of fixing my mistakes. I'm nothing but a disappointment. And you are more of a sibling to me than my own little brother. It is comforting to know I have never disappointed you. But somehow I feel like I have failed in that big quest that is my life. I should have been more important, more significant. Feels like something old Syneros would say. There is one thing I can tell you, though. Caeso Quinctius Aquilinus will never be a villain. Enough of those roaming around. Probably, but not for the reasons you might think. Well, in that case, maybe I'm not the Caeso you know anymore. Let us hope I have changed for the better, then. I shall try not to disappoint you. It certainly ended better than it started. Putting Cleopatra in charge was a smart move. You must realize she's taken with you. Nevertheless, I wish we were able to save Lucullus. If only we had departed a day earlier. You're probably right. Still, that makes me wonder. There's something I need to handle now that we're back. I may call on you if I need your help, but hopefully it won't come to that.
My love, I hate to do this, but we must part here. There is something important that I have to do, and I must do it alone. I wish that I could say that I will see you soon, but I'm not sure that's true. I know. It breaks my heart as well. But I cannot be the woman you deserve until I have dealt with this. I need to find man who killed my sister, Silvius. Habron said he is important member of Collegium Bacchus. If he is not here, he has cause to return at least. And when he does, I will be waiting. I am not sure yet. I will see what he does when he is found. It is best to not involve you, but thank you for offering. I hope I will.
Time to disband, Legate? You will always be a warrior at heart. Now it's time to be a citizen.
Good morning, Domine. You certainly took your time today. Funerals are awkward and uncomfortable for everyone involved. Fortunately, there are a lot of mundane, everyday tasks for you to take care of today. We have some outstanding debts. There's the issue of inheritance. The kitchen needs to know what you wish to eat today. Oh, and the carpet you have ordered has arrived. The mourners, they require their due payment. Additionally, one of them has severely injured herself during the funeral. She is in need of medical attention. As you wish. A slight understatement. His library and his 2 summer villas belong to you now. But the rights need to be officially transferred before we can do anything with them. A wise choice. The sooner we complete these rituals, the better. It is boar season. We should buy a few and keep them in stock. Flavius says the mussel harvest was pretty good too, if you fancy seafood. Last but not least, I can order a variety of fruits for you. It will prove to be a good investment. You haven't? That's bizarre. Well, they have brought it to the study. We shall inspect the item. Perhaps it was intended for someone else. That never crossed my mind. I apologize. I'll bring your arms at once.
Have a nice day.
Is everything well, dear?
Do you try to kill all of your guests? Expecting a different goddess? Fantastic. I love surprises. That is, surprising people, not people surprising me. This is a friendly visit. After all of the things we've been through, I thought you would like the opportunity to establish a more solid relationship. Over some food, perhaps. But this room is a bit too crowded. Let us dismiss your servants. I do not like attention.
One of the mourners arrived, Syneros. They still want their... Oh. Who is this lovely young woman? You didn't tell me you have a lady friend as a guest?
Ah, what a surprise. It is great to finally meet your mother, Legate. Your son spoke highly of you.
What? I'm not... He did? Did you?
He could not stop talking about you in Africa. But where are my manners? I'm Thea. I helped your son conquer Africa.
Really? Please, don't take this the wrong way, but you are a stunningly beautiful creature. Not at all like a warrior.
You really know how to make a girl blush. I wasn't in the Legion. I aided your son in a different capacity.
Well, any friend of my child is like my own child. Make yourself at home, and Syneros, dismiss these brutes, please. I'm sure they do upset our delicate guest here. What would you like to have for dinner, darling? You are staying to dine with us, aren't you?
I don't know. What should we do?
No feast could be fit for a goddess, but I will strive for perfection.
Stable master had 2 horses in need of new.
I like your mother.
Go with him to see Sextus
She's cute.
near the forum tomorrow.
That's all mothers all across this and the other world, I'm sure. More things than most people know. This is a nice place. I like your little garden. I do miss our sunsets, though. Do you miss the desert? Well, you'll always have a place in my kingdom, if you should wish it. Shall we continue this conversation over dinner? I am famished. This was extraordinary. I am vaguely sad because it's all gone. Simply brilliant. Genius. I want your service. My parties could use food of this caliber. How much do you want for him? Loyalty towards a ruler is common. It is an impressive virtue to possess loyalty towards your lessers. Shall we finish this flask together in a more private setting? I think I'd like to sample some other Roman delicacies. As did I.
Good morning.
Statius nearly dropped an amphora full of olive oil in the triclinium. Oh, that boy will be the death of me.
Excuse me.
Our personal supply of Minerva's wisdom is almost depleted. Shall I send for a few more barrels from the vineyard? If they have any left. It is becoming a rare commodity these days.
We still have some reserved for this household, I believe. I'll ask them.
Salve. I see you're on your way out. Glad I caught you. In this case, it is I who is here to help you. Or, rather, your friend. Julia Calida has got herself into a great deal of trouble, and she has beseeched me to lend her my legal counsel. I told her I would represent her as a favor to you, if you are willing to owe me. For reasons that will become apparent, your friend is forced to maintain a low profile at the moment. She has chosen a discreet meeting spot, near the market. Please meet us there today, and she will explain the details of her predicament.
Egypt has a queen now. You think that will bring stability over there at last?
Well, it can't hurt. She is said to be greatly beloved by the people.
Well, as long as the grain shipments resume, I guess it's all the same to us. I do house calls in the evenings. Is your back giving you trouble? My wife is a trained masseuse.
My cousin was at Alexandria, you know, on one of Vitellius Lurco's ships.
How did they manage to take the city?
The ships arrived just in the nick of time. Apparently the legions were nearly routed.
You look like you've been sleeping poorly. Is something wrong? It's kind of you to ask. My husband has fallen ill. That's right, you told me last time we met. Has he not improved? He's only got worse. We had to leave him with the Medici at the clinic. I'm so sorry. I will pray for him at the Temple of Apollo Medicus tonight.
Finally! Mecasta! I was starting to think you wouldn't come.
There he is, the man of the hour.
I need your help. They will kill me. I need someone to defend me at the court tomorrow. It's a long story. What do you want to know? Feels like a lifetime ago. Before I joined the Legion, I killed my husband. Not by choice. But I was pretty, I guess. And that represented a political opportunity for my father. He never liked the fact that I was interested in men's things. He thought marriage would, in his words, tame me. As if I'm a wild animal needing to be domesticated. It's not that easy. No matter how far I try to run, my past keeps catching up with me. Julius Calidus is a warrior of renown in the Legion, and he has slain countless men. He's a hero. Julia Calida has slain only one man. She is a murderer. And whenever I enter Rome, I turn back into Julia, the husband killer. He was an extremely controlling man. I couldn't leave the villa except in his company. Everything about how I dressed, who was allowed to visit me, all was decided by him. I couldn't live that way. We fought about it all the time. One of those fights took place atop the grand staircase. It got very heated. I pushed him. I was the one who decided to involve you in this mess. You deserve the full story. This whole thing is their fault. When my brother Aulus finally invited me to dinner, I thought everything was going to be fine. Not exactly. They were setting me up for another marriage. Can you believe it? Everything was fine at first, and Aulus was speaking up for me. Now that my father is dead, he is pater familias, after all. Then suddenly, this ridiculous mule walks in. Burienus Crispus. I didn't even expect that kind of surprise.
That's a common characteristic of surprises.
Rome. Look. I am a murderer. And I thought we were over this with my family, but... pretty much. The moment I refused this new marriage they set up for me, Mother turned me in. I barely escaped. I never know what to do when I'm in Rome. There will be a hearing tomorrow where they will try me for the murder of my late husband. I may be sentenced to death. I need Cicero to advocate on my behalf.
Matiricide. It's a difficult situation. Was he a particularly cruel man?
Not by Roman standards.
I would certainly not use that line in front of the public. Please answer my question.
He was a bit full of himself, but actually he didn't really do anything bad to me.
He didn't even whip you a little bit?
You think he could have?
Indeed not. A pity. This makes defense difficult.
Maybe you're right. But then I will be on the run for the rest of my life.
A great deal. You would be in my debt. It's a very complex case, and success is not guaranteed. I admire your loyalty. In a few years' time, I plan to run for consul. You will have to contribute a great deal to my campaign to pay me back for this.
Thank you. It would be impossible to repay you, but this means a lot to me. I feel like I'm multiple people in one. Julia Calida the warrior, and Julia Calida the murderer. I don't really know which one I am, but I can't be both.
We will see what happens. Walete. Don't be late tomorrow.
Salve, Domine. How can I be of assistance? My father. He's working inside. Do you need me to get him? One moment.
Legate, it's good to see you out of your uniform again. How is civilian life treating you this time? Indeed I have. My family must eat. She is the youngest of the clutch. I tell her she should find a nice rich patrician boy to marry, but she insists she enjoys helping me sell what I make. It has been better, but it has also been worse. There will always be people in need of horseshoes and kitchen pots. Only the best things. You are held in great esteem in my household. For you, it would have to be something prestigious. Tell me, have you heard of a Parazonium? It is a dagger of a particular design which is set to imbue its wielder with the aura of courage. You'll see many statues of famous military commanders wielding it. What say you? I can sell you one that you'll be proud to show off. It's a symbol of prestige more than anything. Jewelry for a great soldier. To tell you the truth, I have one almost finished. It was ordered for the scion of another patrician house who was going to be a tribunus under Crassus. The young fool bedded the wrong girl and was stripped of his military commission, and the order was cancelled. If you'll wait for an hour, I will personalize it for you and finish the work. Ah, good, you're back. The Parazonium is finished. I engraved your initials on the hilt and got it nice and sharp for you. A well-tempered and carburized blade, if I do say so myself. In a manner of speaking, as long as the men believe it, they will fight all the fiercer when you are near. Thank you, but it's not for sale. If you ever go to war again, I'll be with you. But here in Rome, I prefer my freedom. It was good to see you again, Legate. But if that'll be all, I must get back to work.
I do house calls in the evenings.
I will not tolerate these hijinks in my court. Both parties to this case have selected me as your Iudex Privatus. Show some respect, or go find someone else to preside. Is that clear? Let us continue then. To the accused, I pose this question. Why did you kill your husband?
Be very careful, Calida. I am here to argue on your behalf, but your answers will ultimately determine your fate.
Nevertheless, that was the outcome.
Intentions do matter. Many healers, in trying to cure a sickness, end up killing the patient. Does that mean the healer is a murderer?
What's your point, Senator? Was she trying to heal her husband? Your client isn't known as a healer.
Certainly not. She's one of the most capable warriors of Legio Victrix. We know she is capable of killing a man like her late husband. However, her capabilities alone do not constitute evidence.
Intentions. Very well. Let us assume that death was accidental. Was she loyal to her husband?
Is that why you killed him, dear?
Must we endure constant heckling by the accused's mother?
It almost feels like you want your daughter convicted, Domina. Was it you who called on the court?
It was not. I did. I am the pater familias. And your legatus is using you. What's the difference?
I do not understand exactly how you ended up in the Legion. Are they drafting women now?
He's questioning your character.
I was asking you, and I think you're evading the question. You strike me as a dishonest person by nature. I'm growing tired of this proceeding, and frankly, I've more or less made up my mind. Would the parties please repeat their demands?
We want her executed or exiled for her crimes against our family.
And we want her exonerated and free to walk the streets of Rome. I would ask the honored Iudex to take into consideration that my Cleons was once a friend of your nephew, Julius Caesar.
Very well. Since the incident in question happened years ago, evidence is in short supply. Thus, I must decide based on my own observations. Despite her generally deceptive personality and her unwomanly profession, I have concluded with reasonable certainty that Julia Calida is not guilty. I have found myself unable to decide without a shadow of a doubt, and doubt should benefit the accused. You are free, Domina.
Congratulations. I believe my work here is done.
You know I had no choice, sister. It was my duty. But despite it all, I am glad you're free. I will resolve to be a better man.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
We are being summoned to appear at the court. You have committed a criminal offense, or so they claim. Both things can be true. Our actions sometimes cause harm to society, yet we may be unaware. Or perhaps you're being wrongfully accused. Only one way to find out. Someone must have suffered because of something you did. Frankly, there's no way to know unless we visit the magistrate. If we want to defend ourselves, certainly. To be technical, they cannot reach a decision in our absence. But lately, they have started interpreting silence as acceptance. I say it is best to be on the safe side. It is best not to ignore these things. The court may think of your silence as an acceptance of guilt. If you find yourself near the forum, you should talk to the magistrate. I will meet you there. Indeed, she is. Something and more. What you're playing, however, is a dangerous game. You should be very, very careful. That is often what people say right before they die. Cleopatra is like the sun. Bright and beautiful, but also harsh and ruthless. Play with fire and sooner or later, you will be burned. Despite all of our efforts, he did really position himself well politically. I would not be surprised to see him become a consul soon. Then we should get ready for a disaster of epic proportions.
An auction of fine Serwe will be held tomorrow by the House of Erasmus. learned Greeks captured in the war against Mithridates, strong-backed workers from Hispania and Mauritania. Erasmus has stairway for every budget.
Our way. Thank you for coming. Hopefully this matter will be resolved quickly. An admirable quality fit for a true Roman. This is about your servus, Secundus. It seems that last night he got quite drunk. In his intoxicated state, he got into a fight with another servus.
With all due respect, Domine, that's hardly the most relevant question we can ask here.
On the contrary, it's actually a surprisingly relevant question. Not only did he win, he broke the other man's arm.
Oh.
He's your servus, is he not? His actions fall under your purview and responsibility. It is not my place to tell you how you should handle your servi. I am not a censor. Nevertheless, the punishment of your servus is not the topic of this hearing. There's not much to say. The evidence is irrefutable. The other servus was severely injured, costing his dominus valuable labor. Furthermore, there are criminal charges. This kind of violence is not to be tolerated. The sentence for the first offense will be mandatory. In total, this means you will have to pay 200 denarii to the offended dominus and 100 denarii to the state. Do you contest this ruling? I understand. Then our proceedings are over.
All citizens, be aware that the vassal Queen Cleopatra of Egypt has come to the city. By order of the Senate, a festival shall be held in her honor on the Ides. Temples will be shut and no weddings celebrated. Public festivals shall be held at noon in the circus. Wine to be provided by the Collegium Venariorum and cakes by the Collegium Historum.
Do you need me?
Excuse me.
I've taken care of the payment. There's just one more matter we need to address. Secundus himself. An interesting decision. I will see to it that he's trained properly.
Domine? Do you need me?
The great Gaeso Quinctius Aquilinus. Your reputation precedes you. They told me you're here on business. So, let's discuss business. Indeed. I think I know who you're talking about. You seem to have an inexplicable soft spot for this girl. Curiously, I don't think you even know her name. I see. That sounds very important indeed. She must be quite valuable to you. This sets the price at an extremely high level. Too high for you, I'm afraid. I'd rather not. I would, however, gladly negotiate with that patrician friend of yours. His vineyard has risen to quite a bit of fame over these past few years. The chance to make a competitor go bankrupt. Now, that is valuable to me. I have both money and time. Salve, Legate. I hope you have been informed as to the nature of our potential transaction. Go ahead. Oh, well, I must admit, your own wine has been improving steadily since you took control of your family's business. In fact, I'm thinking I can be persuaded to part with Lucia, the serwer in question, in exchange for, say, half your vineyards. How does that sound?
What? That is insane! It's not a fair price for anything! Surely you won't go ahead with this, Legate.
It's called negotiation. Of course you are free to make a counteroffer, but I should remind you, as the owner of the object of desire, I have the advantage in this game.
The price you demand is excessive. Demanding an overwhelmingly high price for a commodity of a certain value is illegal.
Now, if you believe the law is on your side, you can take this to the Senate. Otherwise, I have made my offer. I see. And let me guess. The easy way is I just hand over my valuable assets to you for nothing, and the hard way is what? You attack me in my own villa?
Certainly not. That would lower us to his level. We're not criminals. You can't wash dirt using dirt.
How do you even know about my side business? You certainly wouldn't dare.
To be honest, I don't really know if he is telling the truth. But I know for sure he would dare.
Very well. Take the girls. Just leave me alone. I never want to see you again.
Likewise. You didn't actually have any evidence against him, did you? You made me partner to your crime. He who doesn't stop a crime is equally at fault.
Please don't be so harsh on yourselves, Dominique. You've saved my life today. And the life of my daughter.
I hope you're right, Lucia. Go pick your girl up and take her to my friend's villa.
As you wish, Dominus.
Just Caiso, please. Thank you for being here for me. Hercules! What have you done? Silvius!
Who are you? Why did you kill that man? I assure you I do not. Why have you come here? Well, that does not sound like something I would do. How long ago was this? We're just a group of regular citizens who gather regularly to enjoy the finer things in life. Nobody is hurt, I swear on Juno Caprotina. The women are here by their own choice. The Senate has outlawed our gatherings, it's true, but only because they don't understand. They've given in to populist sentiment and slanderous rumors, that's all. Nothing we do here is wrong. Listen, I'm certain we can come to some sort of agreement. You are bereaved. Do you seek compensation? Get your hands off me!
The bitch killed Silvius! She's mad! Stop her!
You want to try me too? I will kill you all if I must. Save yourselves! Just one more. Should not be any trouble. I would never. Find your clothes and get out.
Domine.
Domine. Reasonably well, I think, under the circumstances. I have put the woman to work in the kitchen to distract her from her worries, but we are starting her out slowly. I may begin tutoring the girl when she's old enough, but let's see if I'll have time for that.
Excuse me. Do you need me?
The Queen of Egypt, in my living room. Oh, it's such a shame she had to leave so soon. Imagine the gossip.